How have we been able to help 550 agents hit 40K a month? In this video, I'm going to be breaking that down exactly. I'm going to show you exactly what we've done, who we've worked with. I'm going to be showing an actual case study of how you can do this same process and like what it looks like. So that way you all understand exactly the parameters of our client success, etc. So as always, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. We're going to hop right into the video. These videos are created. I don't have any like predetermined scripts. I go off of conversations that I'm having, what's working, what's not working. I found that I like to hop on here and just let you all know how I think through things and kind of what works. So let's go ahead and minimize myself. So this is our website, Agent Lead Lab. I'm going to go through and I'm just going to pick out. We'll start with let's go with the training videos first. And I will work my way from like old guys. Let me see what I can find here. Let me go way back. Okay. So we're going to use Darren White. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about this guy, Darren. Let me show you him first. Okay. So Darren actually came to me from a referral. All right. And I'm gonna talk about Darren. Okay. So I'm gonna use Darren. All right. So Darren came to me directly from a referral, right? He was not inherently a client that came through like leads or direct advertising. And when he came to me at the time, this is literally 2023. So this is years ago. When he came to me, he was only doing, and I'll just write this on here so you guys can see. Okay, perfect. I didn't have this pulled up. So at the time, he wanted to get into IUL and specifically IBC. So I had just started. So just a little backstory. In 2022, right when we started, I was doing final expense for probably the first 3 or 4 months. And then I was like, yo, I want to do this like infinite banking thing because I saw like Doug Andrews interviews and nobody was doing this. Like this is way before all the people were talking about IUL and all that stuff, literally. So in 2022, I started with final expense. And then at like basically December of 2022, I started doing infinite banking, right? So basically what I did was I had a video and I'm sure it's been out for a long time. It was on YouTube. I clipped up the video on YouTube, put it on as an ad and I started running it. And it was crushing. Like I talk about the quality of leads that were coming through, it was like super, super high. It was breaking down exactly like what is the process of becoming your own bank, etc., leveraging IULs. And it was phenomenal. Well, I guess it was like whole life and IUL essentially. So what happened was my upline at the time, I'll probably go through him. You'll see him on there. His name is Andy. He was the first person ever to run it. And why he had a lot of success was because there was not a lot of advertisers out there doing IULs and infinite banking at the time. What we found very quickly was that specifically with this infinite banking IUL, the educational style of content that was going out, there was not a lot of people out there doing it. So like our cost per lead at the time, I think the CPL was probably like $15, which is like super low considering that these people were watching. Okay, they were watching it was like a 5 to 7 minute long ad, like not a VSL, an actual ad on Meta. So they were like indoctrinated. So when they were coming through, they would see it. The people that were watching it was like super high intent. I'm talking about just crazy. And because there wasn't a lot of other people, like things to pollute the air that would make them say like, oh yeah, this is like a get rich quick scheme. Like it went through detail by detail by detail. And essentially, I think it's actually still on here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. How to become your own bank written video. Still have it on here. I don't know if I can find. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Right here. Boom. The infinite banking concept explained. Right? Like I literally had this as an ad. It was crushing. I don't think it will crush anymore, but if you want to try it, you can. And essentially like pretty straightforward copy. Boom. So how does this relate to Darren? Like, why am I even telling you all this? Because I had a client who was doing super well. His name's Brandon. You'll hear about him eventually. Crushing it. And he started referring other agents. Well, this Darren guy comes in and he's an absolute monster. Like the way he was structuring the IULs, how he was doing the infinite bank. There's a full length video that you can go through. But essentially, when he came to us, he was doing like 10, 15K consistently off of the ads. And then we were able to boost him up to, I think it was like 30K, 40K or whatever off of that. And he started doing really, really well. And the reason why I'm using him and his example is he had a very unique way of like going through his phone script. So I'm actually going to let this play so y'all can have a little bit of a context on what we're talking about here. Yeah. And I use him as an example. Here's a few other videos. I use him as an example for these leads specifically because even now, I think we overcomplicate the process. And what I told Darren when he first started was like, look, just keep it simple, man. At the end of the day, like your job is to call these people, communicate with them, and ask them how you can help them. I think we oftentimes try to overanalyze exactly, you know, how to do it or these like unique strategies. And like at the end of the day, the person who calls with the most conviction, who understands what the client saw and their process and doesn't sound salesy is going to win. Because in a world where there's so much of that and you're dealing with these demographics, I have a detailed videos going through all the demographics. You're dealing with specific demographics. You are putting yourself at a disadvantage if you are not positioning yourself as like an authentic person. If they feel like you're salesy, you're probably salesy. If they feel like you're pushy, you're probably pushy. If they like you heard him say, filled out my ad. He did not say you were online either, but he said you filled out my ad. Right. So what's the best way for me to get in contact with you? Because you requested this. I'm just trying to figure out where it's at. Your job is just for people to make decisions. That's it. Sales is just like people who make decisions. I just want you to make a decision. It doesn't matter inherently if they buy or if they don't. It's just that they make a decision. Like, does this matter to you? If it does, then it's your job to figure out what works. I think a lot of times we misunderstand that trying to sell somebody or trying to position somebody in a salesy manner often turns them off and makes them feel like I don't want to work with you. uh, and I'd rather go with somebody else. So if you do a good job painting the picture, that's why you closing on value is so inherently beneficial. And the cool thing is that when you do like similar there, if you're doing infinite banking, then or IULs or whole life or whatever you once again decide, then at the end of the day, if you position the client properly, you're going to be successful. It's the agents who don't, who try to like, okay, I'm gonna try to get a lot of commission out of this. If you just put the client in the right situation, the business is going to stick. You're going to make more money. You're going to have less chargebacks. You're going to have more quality conversations. You'll probably get more referrals. If you don't, then you won't. And it's a very simple and straightforward process. You just have to follow it, like step by step by step by step. If you follow it properly, like you're good. So I always try to tell our clients that uh, the route to success with us is communication, and then communication leads to clear understanding of exactly what you should do that's works for other people. It's like when you first get started, if you come in and you try to do things your way in a process that we're telling you what works, it's not going to work. I remember in like sports, I used to think about that. It's like, okay, well, this guy was an all-American or he was one of the top rated players. Like, what did that person do? I'm just going to do that. I think at some point we just like complicated it and add all these things and nuances. And it's like, he literally was just like, hey, I had a CRM, sends out an automated text message. It follows up with them. I call the clients, I close them. if you do that enough and you spend enough on ads, you're going to make money. And like that's the theme you're going to hear with all. I promise you, I'm going to go through a lot more of these. I just randomly think, I swear to y'all, I just picked one. Right. So I'm just going to use him, but like you're going to hear that theme over and over and over again with all the clients. And this was 2023. This was a while ago. Right. So shout out to Darren, but it's like the process doesn't change. Like the person that you're going to hear from recently is going to tell you the same thing that they're saying. They have some form of CRM. They actually just reach out to them. They're very natural and laid back. They're not super robotic and they work. That's it. So that is the blueprint. You're like, well, how do I make 40K? It's like, just follow those things that I just listed, right? It's like, okay, well, how do I convert more leads? Like, okay, just do more of it. Like you're trying to think that you're going to spend a little bit on leads. It's like, well, I want to spend $100 and make 10 grand. It's like, dude, that's not going to happen. And you have the wrong expectations. Coming in, you just have the wrong expectations. Like if you buy 100 aged leads, you're going to sell one or maybe two. If you're really, 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 really good, three, but that's probably not going to happen. Why? Because it's not necessarily, it's more of the cost to acquire a client. That's how you have to look at it. And that's why we base things off of what we do, because it's like super straightforward. It's like, okay, cool. You just buy the leads, you work them. If you work fresh leads, you're still only going to close a few. It's not, as you're just paying for time. And you're going to hear these themes over and over and over. This is my first case study. I'm just like going through it randomly. And there's a ton more. Like I think probably the next one I could go over Oliver. Like I have all these people. I can go to the resources and go through all the testimonials because these are more recent, just like updated. And I have a lot of these people I can go through, like agents. I can literally break down who this person is, where they were, Connor, how they started. And it's not necessarily about like obviously some people come and go. Like not all these agents work with us forever. I mean, it just is what it is. I'm not going to say a lie to you all, but I will say that the themes that they have and how they have success is what I want to point out. It's not necessarily to be like, oh yeah, I have all these clients. Like who cares? That doesn't really matter, right? Like my purpose on this channel is to help you all make more money as a life insurance agent. Simple. That's it. And explain what we're doing, the concepts, and how like I think through things to help people make more money. Because it's not just, hey, like I have no real interest in, at least not right now, just being transparent and trying to like get people to get like my mentor. I don't even have a mentorship. I do want people to make money so they can become partners. I mean, I think that that's that's like my goal, just being transparent. But these case studies aren't anything more than less like, if they can do it, you can too. Because there's tons of agents who think that there's this magic pill and there's not. And it's like, it blows my mind how many companies try to do that. Like, that's why I've kind of started peeling back on what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to make things simple. Like there's no magic formula. We've helped this many people. You have to do these things. Honestly, that's why I'm starting to like really like just leads better than like systems. Cause I feel like with systems, the expectation is still wrong. It's like, oh, this system is gonna make things better. It's like, no, you're just paying for transparency, honestly. Like transparency and overall quality, but like I can't sell the deal. That you still have to work. If you think that you're gonna pay to not work, it doesn't work like that. Like I've noticed even in my own life, like we've made more money, we've been more consistent every time. I'm more disciplined and I do the things I don't want to do every day. If I do those things over and over and over again that I don't want to do, it makes doing things that I also don't want to do very easy, because how you do some things, how you do everything. And I'm just rambling, but I'm doing that to specify specifically, that's bad, to specify that this gentleman is just a clear example of what it takes to work leads. That's it. I just pulled him up because, like I said, he was making money. He came to us. He continued to make money, but he does a certain list of things, which is why I brought him on to interview him. There's tons of people in here that I have not interviewed that have made a lot of money with us, like a lot of money, right? And we're going to go through them. So like, don't get it twisted. And some of them you can't see, but I'm going to just bring up their name and like tell you their story about working with us and like the pros, the cons, everything that kind of works with it, right? And it's just like simple. Like this was Infinite Banking IUL leads back in 2023. Okay, that's when Darren was working with us, 2023, right? So I hope that's clear. I hope you kind of understand that. I hope this was useful. This is my first time doing these, so if anybody likes these, please let me know. If you don't like them, let me know too. I'm gonna make a few more. I just keep running them and see what you all come up with. So appreciate you all. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. If you're an agent or an agency owner, you just want to know some more information about us, just shoot to the website. Read through the different things that we have to offer, etc. And otherwise, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.